So I just got done helping a family member move literally halfway across the country, and we had to move what was the equivalent of a 2-bedroom condo. So we used PODS. If you're not familiar with that, it's what looks like a shipping container, but a little smaller. It was actually 16 feet by 8 feet by 8 feet, and we were shipping that literally halfway, like I said, halfway across the country. I'm not going to tell you from where to where, but it was 1,600 miles. So this is a video to just kind of show you what to expect and how it works. And I will tell you that the shipping cost for that, and that's just the pod, and then having them drop it off, we had to pay somebody to load it because I got a bad shoulder. So anyway, the shipping cost and the delivery of the pod, and basically a 31-day rental of the pod, was about $3,800, just so you know, which for taking it halfway across the country and storing it for up to a month, it's not a bad deal, I don't think. I moved across the country, it's been 10 years ago, halfway across the country, same direction, same amount of miles, and my stuff was picked up and stored for 30 days, and I want to say it was around $3,000, and that was 10 years ago. So it's gone up a little bit. And what I find really interesting is with pods, anyway, I know there are other companies that use containers as well, but with this one, they use something called Podzilla, which is what they use to place the pod down so you can load it, and then what they use to place the pod back on the truck so they can ship it. So pay close attention to Podzilla. Drive the truck out from underneath it. Yep. Got to have the cars out of both spaces so they can fit those wheels in there. No, yeah, I'm amazed. Turns on a dime. Whoa there, fella. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, he does. There you go. There you go. I'm not going to lie to you, at that point right there, I really thought that guy was going to hit that Dodge Ram. I'm like, how could 3 parking spaces not be enough? But then he realized that maybe the tires on the front of that thing needed to be replaced because the tread was smooth and it was slipping on him. But for a minute there, I thought he was going to be buying himself a Dodge Ram. But he got it put down in good fashion, I guess. All right, the pod is being delivered today, as you can see over my right shoulder. One of the things you want to pay close attention to when doing this, the wind's blowing my hair everywhere. That's not my hairdo, but what you want to pay close attention to is how the pod is loaded for delivery. You want to make sure that you've got it loaded so it's either facing out or facing the sidewalk, depending on how you're going to get it delivered. So ours is going to be facing out because we're going across the street. So it's going in that spot right there, and then the movers are coming tomorrow. The other thing you want to make sure of too is you got to kind of figure out your calendar, because 2 days ago I scheduled the pickup of the pod, so when it's empty they got to come pick it up, and the earliest they could come get it was in 6 days. So they asked that you give them 7 days in advance. So just remember that you want to schedule your pod pickup before your pod's actually delivered. And you got to kind of roll the dice on that one. So here we go, pod coming off. All right, so I just wanted to bring up to date. Well, I just wanted to make you clear on a couple things that you should look out for when getting a pod. We used some recommended movers on their list under hire a helper, I think. They loaded our pod, and then we got some different guys to unload the pod once it got delivered. I will say that the guys that loaded the pod, we offered them blankets and some rugs and carpets to cover the furniture that we didn't want to be scratched. And I was a little more than disappointed when the pod was delivered, because I had to get help from the guy who delivered the pod to get the door open, because things had shifted forward against the door. Now, that being said, things are going to shift when you're using the pod. You see how it's picked up and dropped off, but it was shipped 1,600 miles again. And as they were pulling items out and bringing them in the house, I could see where the dining room table had a deep scratch in it. I can see where some of the other wooden items weren't protected quite well or had shifted and moved. We lost some knobs and things like that. But, I'm just going to say this. You just got to be sure. I would wrap the things myself next time before I let somebody load them in, rather than trust that they loaded them in so that they wouldn't scratch. But just one of those things to be aware of. I hope you liked the video. If you did, let me get a thumbs up. I have another one for you soon.